Hey everybody, it's Swapmaster General, and today we're going to be working on my daily driver, my 2006 BMW 330i Sport Manual. So I replaced all the suspension components last year from ECS Tuning's Stage 3 suspension rebuild kit. It has all the M3 level control arms. I took out the complete rear subframe and replaced the subframe bushings with M3 level stuff, so it's been great. However, the steering's been getting a little bit loose lately. It's not been as tight as it should have been. Plus, I've noticed I've had some clunks on this side. I've had the car up, over the last few quarters, since last year, looking at the suspension and making sure that none of those control arm components are loose. Everything's still tight after I did all that work, and it was. So I wasn't sure what really was going on. Well, I got a new job about a month ago, and I've been driving in an area where there is some brick on the ground, and the brick is kind of uneven, and I've been hearing and this clunk has been getting a lot worse from this side. So I finally decided to get the car off the ground, and oh, this is the clunk right here. So before I'd been getting the tire off and been kind of moving around with a pry bar, all the different suspension components to see if I could find some play, but I didn't actually leave the tire on and do the very most basic test, the tie rod. So the tie rod is no good. So I went and got one today, and this video is basically going to be replacing the tie rod on here, kind of show you how to do that on a BMW and a lot of other cars as well. I'm also going to try to be really careful so that I don't need an alignment. I'm going to try to pay as much attention as I can by how many turns that it takes to get this outer tie rod off the inner tie rod, so I can put it to the exact number of turns in so that I don't have to get an alignment. Plus, I'm also going to mark with a paint marker on the threads where it stops to kind of give me another second point. So again, hopefully I don't have to pay for alignment with this. I might have to, but we'll see. So, and I just want to mention, along with me today, another YouTuber friend of mine, LaserStorm96, is also going to be helping me today. LaserStorm, you want to just come out for a second? So here's LaserStorm96. Also look at his YouTube channel. He, as you can kind of see, he is kind of into Transformers. He reviews a lot of his Transformers that he has, and I also once had. So anyway, let's get to it. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the wheel. So I've got my 17mm here. Okay. In BMWs, these are lug studs, not lug nuts, so a little bit more difficult to get in and out, but not too bad. We are up. Now you see the jack in the front. I do have jack stands under here as well, so I'm being safe. You don't want to just get your car up on a jack. It's not really meant to hold up the car that well, right? It could slowly slip, it could fail. You want multiple levels of redundancy here. So here is the brake, and the tie rod is up over here on this side. So I'm going to turn the wheel. All right, here you can see the tie rod. It's this tie rod end right here, and you can see when I move it, see that motion there? See, this is solid, the through is solid, the bolt itself, the stud, and then down here is the socket. That's no good. So I'm going to be taking that off and replacing it with a new one. And here is the new part right here. So again, I replaced this one last year. It's from a brand called Carlin, and apparently didn't hold up. This is a Napa premium part, and it has a lifetime warranty on it, where this Carlin one had a 1-year warranty, and it's been just over 1 year. So we will have to loosen this bolt here, which will allow us to turn it, and then take off the bolt that actually holds it to the knuckle. All right, that's loose, so that should enable this to spin off of this inner tie rod, and that's where we need to be really careful that we count the number of turns that it comes off, because this distance here, how many threads that this inner tie rod is twisted in to this outer tie rod depends on how far in and out this goes and what your alignment is. So we're going to be really careful there to make sure the alignment is correct. So now we need to get that top bolt out, and it's a 21 millimeter. Let's see if we can use my big impact to get it off of there. Can kind of fit this guy in here. Let's see if using an extension will help. Here we go. So as expected, the bolt has come off. You can see down there, the whole thing's turning. So it gets to a certain point and then it wants to keep turning. So if we look at the top here, we can see at the top has an Allen tip on it. So if I get an Allen wrench that's the correct size, that should allow me to get it off of there. All right, so I got an Allen wrench in the top of it, and now I should be able to continue to loosen the bolt, or the nut. If I have the Allen wrench going the right way, it enables me to hold it in place and remove this. There we go. So that's removed. Now we just got to get this out of here, which will just take a little bit of force. There we go. So now my steering is now completely disconnected. So you can kind of see how loose that is, and I can move it up and down a little bit, so you can see that there is definitely play, and this is not good. So you want this to be tight and not moving this much and have no play. So that is definitely a problem. So here's where, see where I'm turning this? This is where we need to count exactly how many turns I do, as well as I'm gonna get a paint marker and mark that really quick. This is a paint marker. I'm gonna mark the threads here so that I kind of see where I was. Show you what I did. So again, it's not the best, but it's something. What's gonna matter more is, again, the how many turns I do. So let's help me remember how many turns it takes to take this off. So I'm gonna move this aside. Everybody ready to count how many turns? And we'll count one as a full turn. And if it comes off in a half, at the very end, we'll call that a half. Ready? So this is what's gonna be important to make sure I don't need alignment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, getting a little loose, 21, 22 and a half, 23 and a half, 24 and a half, 25 and a half, 26 and a half, 27 and a half, 28 and a half, ooh, it's about there, 28 and a half. So when I put the new one on, I want to put it upside down and count that half, 28 and a half. So let me get the other one. Take the nut off of the top of it. All right, so here's the new one. So we want to turn this in 28.5 times. Ready? Now, let's make sure I get it threaded to start with. There's the half. So now I need to do 28 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, let's take a look at my paint mark and see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. It's really close. I don't know how well you can see that. I think that's pretty good. So that looks about right. Another thing I want to compare is the two tie rods. Let's make sure they really look kind of the same length. I'm looking at them here. They look pretty much the same. I don't really see much of a difference. So it's not like I got some weird off part that's different. That's the best I can do, right? So they look the same, they work the same. So at that point, I want to go in and now tighten its position, which is this guy under here. So just like I loosened this a minute ago, this is the item to tighten. And that's the wrong tool. That's the Allen tool that I have. I need the star tool, which this one happens to be a T45 for reference. And I think this one's different than the other one. I know I'm not getting it right, but yeah, it's slipping in there. So this tie rod has a larger bolt for the set point. I don't know what you call it. So I'm going to try a T50 on this one. That's better. That feels right. So I'm going to tighten that up. Again, this is so our alignment doesn't change. Go in a little bit more. All right. So that's tight. Now notice this guy, right? It's a lot harder to move and there's no play. So this is good. So we want to put this through here. Put the new bolt on, tighten it down. Put the new bolt on. That's not a bolt, Ben, that's a nut. Yes, correct. Put the new nut on and we'll be good to go. So I'll get that done here in just a moment. There. And go back to the impact. Cinch this down. Tighten it up. You can see that's still turning there. So I need to use my wrench and the Allen again. It's right there. But before I put that on, I need my wrench, which I've got. I'm going to use the open end at the moment, see how that feels. There we go. Feels good. Get this nice and tight. Feel it snugging up there. Okay. And that is done. So, Laser Storm 96 can go back in the car and put the key in and turn the wheels back straight. I can put the tire back on. So if you want to go ahead and do that, please. There it goes. There it goes. It's still going. And there we go. That looks about there. All right, good. And with these German cars, it's a little more tricky to get the lugs lined up, right? Because you don't have lug studs to kind of get them started. So you kind of look at where your holes are, look at where the rotor is, and try to get it lined up so you can get it right in there. So kind of get used to that. There's a hub-centric ring there to help you kind of hang it. Find my 17. So you should just be able to go right. Just like that. Laser Storm 96, you may return. Okay, so we're gonna lightly tighten these. Oops, lightly tighten these with the wrench. We're not gonna totally tighten, just gonna snug them up and then we'll get the torque wrench. Oops, come back here. Alright, so those are snugged up. Should be able to get this on the ground and then tighten it up, and that's pretty much it. Well, it's kind of tight. The lugs are tight enough. Now watch. Solid. Totally fixed that problem. So my steering should be nice and tight again and safe. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to get it on the ground. I'm going to tighten up the lug nuts, lug studs with my torque wrench. And that's it. So pretty much this guy was the culprit. So again, Carlin brand, I don't know. The other one's still fine on the other side, but this one's not. So I don't know if I won't recommend this one. It's not got a lifetime warranty either. So it's just over a year. It's out of warranty, so I couldn't get it replaced under warranty. However, the part that I got from Napa was. So this part is from Napa Chassis Precision Engineered is what it's called. So it's one of their higher end parts. I paid a little bit more for it than I did for this guy, about twice as much. But again, with the lifetime warranty, I plan on keeping this car for a while, so it's worth the investment. And with Napa, I was able to get it in 2 days. So I looked at Rock Auto, I looked at Amazon, I looked at some of the other local auto parts places, and I wanted to get this done quick. So 2 days I ordered it and went in and I paid for it. I didn't even have to pay for it when I ordered it, so that was really nice. So I just used my local Napa, so it's kind of nice. You know, some of the old school places can still, you know, come through and provide good prices and good service. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just want to mention Laser Storm 96. Do you want to mention anything about your channel at all?
My channel will be linked down in the description below, so make sure you check that out and comment below who I should do next on my channel.
So here's the first drive afterwards. So the steering wheel is not quite perfectly on center. It's a little bit off from where it was before. And if I let go, it veers a little to the right. So depends on how much I want to live with that. Do I want to pay for an alignment, you know, make a tiny adjustment one way or the other myself? I don't know yet. So, but it's not quite perfect. See, I veer a little bit to the right. So, well, tried our best, and it's acceptable. But you know, how dialed in do I want it to be, and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I need to determine. But anyways, moderate amount of success. Again, the steering's nice and tight again. That's definitely immediately something I can tell that's changed. So I've got my steering feel back and it's safe. And again, I got a permanent, you know, lifetime warranty on this part. So if it ever fails again, I'm good. So yeah, so that's about it. So until next time, see ya.